So you get things into position here a little better. All right, so this is what we're going to be continuing to work on this morning. The wambulance. Better call the ambulance. Okay. So we got our water there. We're going to need a little bit of white, no doubt, and just a tiny little bit of black. Using craft paint for this. This particular brand is pretty decent. I know it's backwards. There's nothing I can do about it. I wish it'd be so easy to correct such a thing, you know? But some things are just so... They shouldn't play any video backwards. Like, you're filming, like, it should know which way it's supposed to be filming. Like, it's supposed to be a smartphone. Instead of a smart-ass phone. See if this is about where we left off. That's about where we left off. So we're just going to keep building this white up a little bit, little by little. I was painting this last night with my contacts in, using readers. I can see a lot better with my contacts out. I mean, it's a different, I don't know what the readers are. The readers are about +3, something like that. 325, something like that. Yeah, I got like built-in +6. So you don't need it, but it makes you enjoy little details that much more. Let's make sure we're not touching any of the white. Had some time to paint last night, but not enough to go online. You know, if I know that I've got only about a half hour in me, I don't even bother going online. I want to get people here, start getting a conversation going, and then have to leave. Don't invite people to come over to your house when you don't have any food to give them. You can come over, but I don't have anything to give you. What's up, Justin? Yeah, I got home from work, had to do an errand, a small errand. And the one goal that I had last night was I needed to finish spraying the Africa Corps vehicles. I needed to seal them, needed to matte coat them. And by the time I got back from my errand, I was throwing enough, you know, this daylight BS. You know, it's not too bad now, but still, it's getting better every day. You know, they're like, you hear these things, they're going to abolish daylight savings time. They need to abolish the regular time because I don't need it to be bright in the morning. I need it to be like not freaking dark when I get home from work. But anyhow, I had time, I sealed everything, but there wasn't enough time to take pictures. I got I got one person in particular asking me for pictures, and I really wanted to take them yesterday, but I didn't have the I ran out of daylight. I ran out of daylight, so Bommel 8186. Shout out to your boy Lou Seth Butthole. Seth, okay. Oh mein Gott, ist das der Sonderkampffahrzeug? No. This thing has a name like that. It's a German ambulance. I don't know what it's called. I've heard it called some kind of sanitsat thing too, and also a something else. We'll just call it an ambulance. An ambulance for a mechanized unit. Let's put it that way. Because you're not going to have this, you know, like an infantry division. If your unit does not have half tracks already, they're not going to bring this thing in. It's not like, hey, we got this horse-drawn infantry division. Oh, we need an ambulance. Let's send a mechanized one. Now, you'd already have mechanized units of this. I would love daylight savings time to be abolished. Really, you don't want this time? Well, you know, my preference would be to get rid of the standard time. My second preference would be pick one and leave it. Those times when it's like you get home from work and it's freaking 5 o'clock and it's dark, that's unacceptable. I need to work somewhere else then. Because I can't tell you how many times I've gone to bed at 8 in the morning, at 8 at night, because I'm just exhausted. But you hear this thing, they're going to abolish daylight savings times. I'm not sure that I know which one they want to get rid of, assuming they get rid of one. I'm in favor of them getting rid of one of them. But anyways, I didn't have enough daylight last night. There's no reason that I needed to get darker later than or earlier than normal, unless you're a kid and you want to go to Halloween for trick-or-treating. That's it. I can't think of another reason why. Maybe you want to do nefarious things. You don't want anybody to see you. Texas Tony. There you go. It's a great name, man. I almost lived in Texas. Why you steal my name? Well, how old are you? I'm 53. So who stole whose name? Actually, my dad stole my name. I'm named after my dad. Or he made me steal his. Yeah, something like that. I almost lived in Texas. Dad took a job in Florida instead of Texas. We were going to live in Sugarland. True story. In 1981, Texas has the best flag, so I would have liked that. Don't like the whole cowboy boot thing. Like I don't need to wear cowboy boots to go swimming and shit like that. You guys wear cowboy boots too much. I like Texas, but not a cowboy boot person. Now, if I get to ride a horse around with a rifle, maybe we can come up with a compromise. You know, I'm not even into cowboy stuff, but that sounds kind of fun. Depends on the rifle. Named after my dad too. Well, kind of his name. My dad too, kind of his name Anthony, named Tony because big brother was named Anthony, but we call him Andy. I'm 21, so you definitely have seniority. I was going to take a job in a barrel in Alaska. Justin, I see this picture of what are you going to do the next 6 months? I'm going to be a pickle. Well, it's a job in the barrel. What'd you think you were going to do? Would you consider eating a Madagascar? So, if there was a button that would kill all cockroaches immediately, I would press it multiple times. I absolutely detest cockroaches. They make my skin crawl. People complain about spiders. Don't have a problem with spiders as long as they're not, something you step on and they explode. Like, but cockroaches, absolutely not. I wouldn't be able to handle one. Not that kind of channel, man. I did know somebody whose girlfriend was into bugs. And she wasn't into bugs like, kinky or nothing. Well, she may have been. She was into bugs because that's what she did kind of for a living. And there's a picture of her with with one of those on her forehead. I almost screamed and left the room. I can't deal with those things. Like, give me snakes, anything. And Texas, all right, depends on where you live. Deep South, they can get you out in the boonies, except your boots and stuff. We live in a bigger college city, so it's mostly sneakers. No, I don't eat roaches. I don't even want to touch one. Wrong animal. I don't need money that bad. Why do people need money that bad that they got to lower themselves and seem like an out? Like, there's plenty of like, there's free videos of like people doing weird shit, you know? Cucaracha, palmetto bugs, they call them here. Nope, nope. Give me snakes. Well, I don't want to be eating a snake either. Have I had snake? Probably. Maybe once. Alligator. I think it tastes like alligator, doesn't it? Besides, I'm not cute enough. They always have those. They always have those videos that are really popular. True story. They always have those videos that are really popular. It's always something demeaning and gross, but the whole point is you get some pretty girl to do it. You don't get some dude. I mean, unless you're into dudes, which is, I guess that's fine. Pick somebody, pick somebody else that can reciprocate. No, no roaches. No roaches. The only thing, the only thing I like about roaches is my wife likes them even is scared of them more than I am. So when you're with somebody who's more scared of something, it kind of makes you a little braver. But the problem is they move so fast and they move randomly. So if they take flight, man, oh no. I know somebody who had one in their house and they stepped on one barefoot. No, I have to saw my foot off. Okay. Closest thing I'll do to eating a roach would be to paint a dinosaur. Well, that's not very close at all. Well, there you go. Which I only got one of those dinosaurs painted. I should at some point paint some more up, but I've gotten to the point where I realize that I'm not going to be able to do everything that I want for this hobby. So you got to pick and choose the winners and just plug along as you go. So, middle of the week. Then a little bit more white here. Like, man, that's a really tedious process. I said, well, this is how I paint. And then we'll weather this a little bit. You water this down just a little bit in the paint. Um, the brush strokes don't show as much. And it's good practice for doing the whitewash. What's up, Marcus? Saw the video. You told me about the video of your daughter on the on that competition, and I watched it immediately. I thought she was older. I don't know why I was thinking your daughter was like closer to my daughter's age. Maybe just assumed that. She's just into high school. She's just 15. Okay, yeah, I was thinking she was my daughter's age. Which, my daughter was 15 the other day, almost, but she's on her way on a train today to go to Madrid to go spend a long weekend in Scotland, supposedly. Or so I'm told. Oh, moved to Barrow. Yeah, she's in Spain until May, I think. And then the wife's going to come grab her. I think. And they might go somewhere where they're over there. They thought about going to Italy. I said, well, don't go to Rome. Maybe we'll go to Florence. You can have Florence. I know Florence is beautiful, but the history that's in Florence doesn't flow through my veins, if that makes sense. If you don't go somewhere that you don't know shit about, and I do, and I'm not there with you, like them's the rules. I mean, I can know stuff about it, but you know, you'll just watch the. There was some show that I watched, and I don't remember what I watched, which one I watched, because they were running two of them at the same time. Those historical shows, they were running two of them at the same time, at the time, and it was either a Borgia one or a Medici show, or I watched both of them. There were miniseries of them, and I didn't finish either one of them because I just didn't. I think it was one of those, oh, let's cast this guy, and he makes no attempt to make an Italian accent. Like, but I did watch it almost all the way through, but it ended up being like intrigue, but not that intriguing. This was many years ago. I was like, I'll watch it. Maybe I'll get some ideas to paint one of my Italian armies, one of my Italian Condata armies. My Italian Condata army that I have the figures for that I never painted. I was going to make them Milanese. McDonald's Happy Meal miniatures. Is there that? I guess there probably are that many. Well, I don't know what the Happy Meal miniatures are, or the toys that come with Happy Meals, but they got to be better than the meal, because McDonald's is god awful. It used to always be bad for you, but cheap. And then it became like, now it's like expensive and it tastes like crap and it's still bad for you. And it's served by somebody with an attitude. Like, there's no reason to go in there. Unless you got people working in there who look like they're at Hooters or something. I don't know. I am the artist. Yes, I guess so. Michael Jackson. I'm not that kind of artist. This is therapy. This is what keeps me from being an alcoholic. You can make a Michael Jackson face model. No, not me. I have to paint an even lighter shade. You know what I found out about Michael Jackson? That I did not know. I did not know this until he was dead. Actually, until both of them were dead. I didn't find out. And it's because, you don't find out about stuff about music, or you didn't used to find out about stuff about music unless they told you on the radio. Like there'll be like some song that I've heard a bunch of times, they don't tell you who it is. Like they'll announce, hey, this is so and so. You're like, yeah, no shit. Like who else could it be? And then there'll be some other song they won't tell you who it is. And there'll be like songs that I thought it was one artist and it was somebody else. Not necessarily Michael Jackson. You can't really confuse the Michael Jackson songs with anybody else. But um, the guitar riff and beat it, I did not know that was Eddie Van Halen. Why do you not know that? Because nobody fucking told me. Like, and I like Eddie Van Halen, but didn't know that. Would you consider eating chicken? I eat chicken all the time. Still on the Krankenwagen. Yes, that's the other name for it. There's like multiple names for these things. The ambulance. There's probably all kinds of really cool things that they put in McDonald's Happy Meals. But a lot of those things are, like selling coins. Man, you can make a lot of money selling coins. Really? Well, how much is this coin worth? $25. Cool. How much will you give me for it? $1.50. Like, okay, well, that's not how it works. It's you see things on the news all the time, on talk radio. I don't listen to talk radio anymore, but it was like, buy gold. You gotta buy gold. There's only one person I used to listen on talk radio, and they're not on anymore. Not even really. I don't know that I really like them anymore. And no, it's not Rush. It was Neil Bortz. It was entertaining, and he always would have commercials about buying gold. Like, why am I going to buy gold? Then when you go to sell it, you only want to give me a fraction of it. Like that doesn't work that way. Although I would do that more than I would buy and sell this because I'll never get my money. I'll never get my time out of this. Cashin, you smoke weed? Probably smoking it right now. I didn't smell weed one time. I don't care if people smoke weed. I just don't want to smell it. It smells horrible to me. It smells like roadkill. It smells like you ran over a skunk. I don't have a problem if you do it. I mean, I don't want to do it. If I'm going to do drugs, I'm going to do coke so I can get all my work done for the next 14 years. I can come back home, not do any coke and paint. I didn't smell weed one time in Spain. People are still stuck on cigarettes, man. Half the people in Spain smoke, and cigarettes. And I'm sure there's people who smoke weed there, but they the cigarettes smell different. I mean, I can smell a cigarette or whatever miles away. It's different. I don't know whether they roll their own and the tobacco's better. I don't know, but Working our way up here, working our way. Krankenwagen, yeah, there's a couple different names for these things. And Krankenwagen's probably the shortest named one. There's usually ones that are like extra lots of syllables and sunny sats vag, sunny sats something or another. All right, now let's start bringing the red up. Equivalently-ish. All right, let's get a little bit. I, let me see if we're up to the core color yet. I couldn't remember. I don't want to do what I'm about to do and not be at the core color. Like fingernail polish. Fingernail polish red. So after this vehicle, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'll decide that when I get there. I want to work on these things off and on. So maybe we'll do some infantry. That's probably what I should do. Did you know, Marcus, that what's his name's going to be shut down for about 3 months? Chad's going to be shut down for about 3 months. He sent me a message. He said it was going to be shut down from like late April until like early April until like late June. I'm like, I'm good. I don't need anything. I got his stuff still to work on. It sounds like he's got a summer job or something like that. Why? He's tired of us. um, it's not a crazy amount of time either. Yeah, I don't need anything. I don't need anything. I don't know what I'm going to do with that Lucky Panzer IV. I think I'm going to punt on it. I got a message on another forum. It says Ron was working on Panzer IVs. I'm like, great. He makes a 4D. I would have gotten the 4D had it been that had the turret box. The turret stowage thing, overhang, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, well, they're totally compatible with the other things, but he's kind of on his own time scale though, because like he's been working on Stugs for a while and they're still not out. I get it. He's a perfectionist. That's good. We want to keep him doing that. The reality is all of the prints that I have gotten from Chad have been excellent. All of them. I don't dislike any of the manufacturers. All right, let's bring this up. We're already there. I know we're going to highlight with like a dusty color, so I don't really need to add dusty colors to this red because they're already going to be present there. Thanks, man. On Google's, yes. Wir on the Googles. And there will be weathering on it afterwards, so it won't be quite so bright. This is like tailor made for some big wig Wehrmacht guy to be, transported. We got a wounded so and so. We got to get him out of here. I had to brighten up the camouflage. So I went in there. This camouflage is actually hand painted on top of where I had airbrushed. Oh, that's what I did. I went and took my airbrush apart when I got home, and I had gunk in places that there shouldn't be any. They say there's certain parts of the airbrush you never have to clean, but if you're learning on it, or if you were learning on it, you'll find paint in places that shouldn't be. And it was working okay, but it worked better after I cleaned it. Oh, and I had to make more Jesus juice too, so I had to write down that recipe because every time I gotta find that video, and he's walking around in circles, probably like my videos are, not explaining what I need him to explain. You just write down or just remember what it is. It's half water, half glass plus, about 25% rubbing alcohol, and then some of that. Honestly, if you probably do any combination of those, it'd probably work fine, other than just water. If the whole thing was glass plus, it'd probably work fine too. Same here. What's it smell like, bro? Probably like a half decaying carcass. Oh, you mean now? Coffee refresh. You have more than one coffee? I can too, but I've had too much coffee before, and it's not pretty when that happens. All right, now, while that's drying, Let's go back to World War II German beige camouflage. That's what I decided to do for the tarp, the tarpaulin. This is like the base color of the Zeltbahn. And we're going to use a bigger brush for this one. Is the sun up? No. Nope. No, it's completely dark. Yeah, we get probably 15 minutes earlier than you guys. It's not that much of a difference. I just don't want it to be dark at 6 o'clock in the evening. It's better every time. I think sundown is like 6:40 now, so it's reasonable. It's dark like nighttime in Michigan, I believe it. Yeah, I think it's completely dark still. So you almost went to Alaska. Have you ever been to Alaska? I mean, you almost worked in Alaska. Have you ever been to Alaska? I have not, and don't have a huge interest in going, especially after going to Europe. Man, after going to Europe, I want to go to Europe every vacation. I know lots of people that really like Alaska. Alaska is one of those places where you got to bring your girl because it's like all dudes there. Yorichi. Sounds like a guy you have to fight in a video game. Look out, it's Yoichi. Uh-oh. All right, let's see. Left, left, right, right, left, center. But, do people like those fighting games? I'm trying to play one that has some fighting in it, and man, it's just not my cup of tea. It's harder to fight with a sword in that game than probably is in real life. British summertime comes in at the end of March. We go an hour forward. Oh, I thought we were the only stupid country that did that. I should just pick one. Leave it alone. I mean, I'd rather have the summertime because I don't, I don't want to get home from work in the dark. And it's not that extreme here in Florida. It isn't, but it's extreme enough that it tires you out. First day, Universal Time all year through. Fortnite is your cup of tea, not this. See ya. I wanted to play Fortnite when it was first got announced. I figured, oh, it's going to be like a co-op zombie game. Oh no, it's fucking building bridges up into the sky. Okay, well, I'm not in those kind of drugs. That makes sense. Then no thanks. I don't like the stress of the freaking battlefield getting smaller and smaller every 30 seconds. That's like not good for people with stressful jobs. Like we get paid for less stress than that. Assassin's Creed Odyssey is a pretty fun game. It is. You should try it out. I did. I did. I had it at the old house, and at this house, when we moved, I got one of those. What are those things called? Xbox One X or whatever. The super high graphics one, and it won't work on it. I'm not buying it again. It is a fun game, especially if you play the girl, because then you got to look at her the whole game. I don't want to look at some long-haired dude the whole time. She's pretty cute, but she could kick my ass. So I got to watch what I say. Cassandra, right? Yeah, it's a beautiful game. It's total bullshit. You know, it's total bullshit. You'll be like running across like they didn't have people of that demographics in that town. That's the freaking blacksmith. Come on, man. Yeah, it's a beautiful game. I chose the guy, and yeah, she's quite strong. Yeah, I don't want to look at the backside of a guy for 6 hours. Hey, they give you options. I never finished it. There was some boss fight that was like, I forget which one it was. It was too different. It was just like, when you try something 7 times and you die every time, and it's like, okay, it's time to move on. Like, I'm not into that shit. Like, I buy the game, I play it how I want to play it. I finished the game. I just didn't finish all the quests. The ship stuff, even though it was garbage, was beautiful. The fights from ships to ships was awesome. That's one of those things that like you get to the point where like nobody can take you on the ship. Oh, this is looking good. Sometimes you just painting along, you don't even know what you're doing. You're just kind of putzing around, like, oh my gosh, this looks good. Yeah, the ship fights were complete historical garbage or realistic, but whatever. I always thought I'm gonna paint a Greek army while I have that game, so I can, but it won't run. There's a glitch or whatever, and I guess I could fire up the old game, but man, you get used to better graphics. It's hard to go back to the other graphics. Although it's not like they look like crap or anything. My system came with, what did it come with? It came with a pirate one, which was a lot of fun, even though I'm personally not into pirates. I don't know why pirates are so beloved. And the Napoleon one, the French Revolution one. They're fun games. And I think I got like the one that's like the one that's in North America, whichever one that one is, for free as a download, and I can't get into it. I can't get into it. Oh, the London one, I can't get into that one either. The Jack the Ripper one, just they're fun to putz around for a while. You fire them up. What's that one I've been playing now? The Kingdom Come Deliverance or whatever. Not the new one, but the other one. It's just so difficult to freaking fight. What else do I like to paint? Right now, just World War II stuff, but I used to paint ancients and medieval stuff for like 20 years. in 15 millimeter. And then I realized that my ways were wrong. I changed my ways and went back to doing World War II. Yeah, this is going to need a good sealer because the paint that I'm putting on here is so thin. But that's how it blends together. Let's take a look at this thing. Okay, that was good, but we need to fill in the valleys a little bit more. A little. Nope. Not dark enough. Yeah, I know some people that do all kinds of different stuff. And then when they do that, you don't have a lot to show for what you're doing, or you're rushing it. I want to do things well or not do them at all. There's enough people that don't do things well in this world. We don't need to add on to that batch, so. There we go. It's a little bit better now. Well, I think. Yep. It's not leaves. What am I drinking? I am drinking. I don't know what the name of it is, but it is cold coffee from our Nespresso little pod thing, and just black. It builds like little. It has like little foam. This has got nothing in it. Maybe that's all the carcinogens that are in it. I don't know. Anyways, that's we've got one of those Nespresso machines. And those aren't cost effective if you're drinking a lot of coffee, but I really don't need to have more than I don't really have more than two on a given day ever. It's just too much coffee then. Oh geez, it's earlier than I thought it was. That's good. I would have never painted one of these if Jose wouldn't have given me one. It's just not something that would have come into play. You want me to paint something weird? Gimme, gimme, gimme. Let's do a little bit of black lining on here. A little bit more black lining on it. Yeah, if I'm drinking out of this cup, that's probably what it is every time. And I don't add anything to it because it just means you drink it faster. It makes it too tasty. Like we've got like this cold foam stuff you can spray in there. That stuff's like freaking great. Like no need to have that. I'll have too much coffee. But black coffee doesn't taste great. It leaves a taste on your tongue, kind of like gin. It dries your tongue out. But it gets things done. That's what you get up, right? Get up in the morning to get things done. If you didn't want to get anything done, you just stay in bed. And this is a 3D print. And I think this is a 3D print file that's available for free on the internet. I guess I should paint the German medic at some point. But this got scenario written all over it. Now I have a Opel Blitz ambulance that's going to get repainted because it looks plasticky. So I'll probably keep it as an ambulance as well. I don't have one of those Dodge 3/4 ton ambulances or whatever. You know which ones I'm talking about. That's actually really like, I don't love the way American trucks look. I like the way that truck looks a lot. Like it's like a Dodge 1.5 or Dodge 3/4 ton or something like that. It looks it looks really nice. I really like the way that vehicle looks. And I don't know that I've ever seen a picture of it not in an ambulance mode. I work weekends? No. No, not if I can avoid it. And if I do work weekends, I want to go in and there's nobody else there. No. I'd be salary, which I prefer. I don't want to have a weird ass schedule. That's one of the reasons I don't go and play with the guys. They play on Monday night. Like it's too inconvenient for me. I did one of those a long time ago. I think it was in Eshy. You can't stand alcohol. Well, don't drink. I like to talk about it more than actually drinking. Only time I have drank alcohol and painted, it was like a little shot glass, and it was because I was painting Russians or something like that, and I was just sipping on it. I didn't even get a buzz from it. But you don't need alcohol to do this. This is a lot more relaxing than alcohol ever is. You don't like the taste of soda the same way. Well, it leaves more for me. Man, what's left? No alcohol, no soda. I drink water because it's free at work. Milk, I never drink milk. I don't have anything against it. It makes you thirsty. Chocolate milk when I was a kid, man. I never liked chocolate milk. iced tea. Where did you get the Opel ambulance? It is a pre-made model. I got it from an estate sale from somebody for $1. Yeah, I like iced tea too, but it's too sweet. Makes your kidneys hurt. Makes you think your kidneys are hurting. It's so damn sweet. It was a pre-built thing already. It was already pre-painted. I'm going to repaint it. Something like in the style of this, this type of thing. Okay, I like the way that tarp turned out. Or I like the way it looks from here. And I may actually seal this before I do any weathering because, well, speaking of weathering, let's do a little trick. So the base color of these paints are great, but they suck for dry brushing or anything like that. So this is the Dunkelgelb base this thing is painted in. So what I did is I put some of this down, and then I came in here with the dark sand and used it to lighten it. And because this is thicker, thicken it. Because I mean, it won't even stay on this. It doesn't even cover this worth a damn. And then just come in here and hit the edges and stuff like that. Actually needs a little bit more. These German vehicles have all these interesting angles. Got to make those things pop or it gets wasted having them. Yeah, I would have never considered getting this. It's just too limited. In scope of what you can do with it. Well, it's got no guns. Dinner is talking from last night. It's happening. There we go. Let's get a little bit of that highlight on there. There we go. Now, a real vehicle wouldn't have all this stuff. So I went to 1/35th scale, a 1/35th scale modeling show. Well, it wasn't a 1/35th scale modeling. They had a lot of 1/35th scale models at the show, and I wasn't impressed because a lot of them just they don't force the shadows and highlights like I'm used to seeing. They just paint it all one color, do very little bit of weathering in like one color, and that's about it. I'm like, I'm not 19 anymore, you know? That was okay when a long time ago. That doesn't cut it now. Not for me. I had a bunch of these half tracks to do. And Jose gave me some as well. So no. Yeah, that's looking dandy. All right, man. Thanks for stopping by. Tiana breakfast. And we haven't weathered it yet. We have not weathered it yet. I'm probably going to go ahead and seal it and then weather it. I don't want to scuff this thing up as I'm weathering it. Because I want the white on the red cross to be fairly intact before we get to that. But I'm probably going to cut off as well. So thanks for coming by, folks. We'll catch you guys on the next one, maybe even this evening. Bye-bye.